Welcome back to the Junkman, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with a new video. Why did I pick up these note cards? I don't know. I'm not doing a top 10 or anything. I don't know. Let's just break some glass. Oh, fun time. Okay, enough of that. What are we going to look at today? Well, we're going to do a video called You Had One Job to Do. Well, actually, these people probably have more than one job to do, but the main job, or one of their jobs, was to put the right figure on the right card back. So we're going to look, or maybe the card back's wrong and the figure's right. How do you know the difference? Anyway, we're going to look at error cards, or times they put the wrong figure on the wrong card from the Star Wars collection. Oh, it's going to be so much wacky fun. I can't believe this. Get ready to laugh, get ready to sigh, and get ready to scratch your head and say, why do I even watch Junkman videos? Well, let's just look at one right now. Let's just get right to it and not waste any more time. Here's Luke Skywalker on a Han Solo card. What's up with that? That's just... How do you get these two mixed up here? And of course, there's a foreign card. You see a lot on foreign cards. And I know it says Wayne, Y-A-N for Han, but that's probably some wacky spelling over there. That's how they spell Han over there. I'm not really sure. Larry, what do you think about this card?
Well, they are the two main heroes of the first original 3 films, and I can see how people get them mixed up, especially if you don't know Star Wars that well. In fact, my great aunt Aunt still gets them mixed up today.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Well, let's look at another one here, and this is Luke Skywalker again as Jedi Knight with his green lightsaber on an Obi-Wan Kenobi card. You know, I don't like this card of Obi-Wan. It's where he has the airbrush hand. What's up with that airbrush hand? I don't know about that. Someone at the factory was like, who is this guy? I don't know. Looks like an old white man to me. Put him on the Obi-Wan card. And that's maybe how it went at the factory. I'm not really sure. Let's ask Larry. Larry, how did this happen?
Well, what I think happened, someone picked up the figure to put it in the bubble, grabbed another card, and then the lunch bell rang. So they went and got lunch, came back. Whoever had a lot on their mind, maybe a bill they forgot to pay or something, so they picked up the figure, they laid down, put it on the wrong card, and that's how it happened.
Very well. Could have happened just like that, Larry. Just like that. Well, let's look at one that I have to say, okay, I can kind of understand. You're 5 minutes before your lunch break. You're throwing action figures in these bubbles, putting them on cards, and you're going fast. You know, you're pulling a Wii-U's off the shelf, trying to find a Wii-U's card. You're pulling a Luke Skywalker, trying to find a Luke Skywalker card. What Luke Skywalker? Well, if I say Luke Skywalker, I mean Luke Skywalker. If I say Luke Stormtrooper, I mean Luke Stormtrooper. If I say Luke Jedi, I mean Luke Jedi. If I say Luke Haltgear, I mean Luke in his Haltgear. If I say Luke Bespin, then you know I'm talking about the one from the Bespin. If I say Luke, you know I'm not saying the F word. Anyway, I can see how this one here could happen. Check this out. It's the original Han Solo. This one happens to have the big head on a tri-logo card of Bespin Han. That's right, Bespin Han. And this is Han Solo again. It's not Smuggler Han Solo or anything like that. It's just Han Solo. If it was Han Hoth, I would say Han Hoth. If it was Han Bespin, I would say Han Bespin. Well, it was Han Bespin, the card was. If it was Han and Carbonite, I would say Han and Carbonite. If it's Indoor Han, I would say Indoor Han. If I say Han is Han, I don't have to add a subtext to it. Just like I don't have to add it with a Luke. You know, that F word. There's no reason to say that. Stop it right now. Okay, let's look at this one here too. A little more modern. 1995. It's 3PO on an Obi-Wan card. They did it again. How do you think that went? What is this metal-looking action figure thing? Looks kind of like a robot. If you say so, Sally. To me, he looks more like an old man. You're right, I do see that. Even has a gray beard, I guess. Put it on the Obi-Wan card. Whatever gets us to lunch faster. I could see it doing something like that right there. Larry, what do you think about this one from the 90s?
Well, this is just further proof of my theory that there wasn't just lazy people in the 70s and 80s, there were also lazy people in the 90s.
Larry, you ain't never lied. Here, catch. Okay. You're supposed to catch that. Let's look at a more modern day one. Here is the Mandalorian, but he's on a vintage style card of Lando Calrissian. I know it's crazy. Look at this Lando Calrissian. Well, the figure on it is the Mandalorian. That's going to confuse some kids right there. Some kids just getting into Star Wars, they're going to walk into their local Walmart. First, they're going to say, what? They got action figures in the Star Wars section? Can't believe it. Then they're going to say, what? Why is Lando dressed up like the Mandalorian? I don't know how that happened, but apparently it did happen. So let's go back to the vintage era and look at this one right here. This one's just crazy right here. You have a Han Solo in his Bespin fatigues. I know, I hate that word also. Bespin outfit, I should say. That's what the card says. With a stormtrooper. That's getting two wackies mixed up completely. They're not even of the same ball field. They're not even the same fighting force. They're not even on the same team is the word I'm looking for. How did this happen? Well, I guess it went something like this. Hey, I got to put this figure in the card. What card do I use? I don't know. Did you hear? We're all not getting that raise we were promised. We're not getting that raise? Who cares? Just slap it on a card then. Again, that's about how I saw it going down. Could be wrong. Let's ask Larry once again what he thinks about this.
I'm as sure as goat's milk as that's what happened.
Ooh, now let's look at probably the craziest one of them all. This is the one that made me say, how did that even happen at all? I don't understand. Check this one out. Ooh, it's Clayton. And look at the card. Look at the card. Someone must have been ranking a lot at the factory that day to get these two mixed up. I mean, one of them's Clay 2 in his skiff outfit, and the other one's just regular Clay 2. How do you get that mixed up? That just, I can understand getting a Stormtrooper and a Han mixed up, because Han did put on a Stormtrooper outfit, but how do you get these two different Clay 2s mixed up? I don't understand at all. Well, let's look. What, Larry?
Can I say what happened?
Sure.
What I think happened, one day in the factory, the worker came in, he was like, hey, I'm gonna box up these Star Wars figures on the card. And then the other employee said, no, you're not. You've got a new task. You've gonna be working in the mail room. And he said, oh, I'm gonna make sure I screw up everyone's day.
Leave the skits to me, Larry. Leave the skits to me. Well, what about Princess Leia? We haven't looked at her yet. Well, here's one right here. Princess Leia dressed in Bespin, and Princess Leia's a bounty hunter? Not even from the same movie. I wonder how something like this could have happened. Hey, what card do I put this little alien on? I haven't seen any card that looks like that. Take the helmet off. It's Princess Leia. I'll put it on the Princess Leia card. And that's about how I saw something like that going down. Larry?
It's just one of those factory errors. It's probably, they were getting close to the end of the line. They had a few figures left, a few card packs that didn't match up, so they just threw it on this card to ship it out.
What if you take the furriest Star Wars hero and mix him with a darker anti-hero? Well, we're going to get Darth Vader and Chewbacca. Chewbacca card with Darth Vader on it. Whew. Now this one I really don't understand because they look nothing alike. Well, I can understand this one more I can too. The Clay 2, I mean, at least they're in 3 of the same movies, but how does this even happen, you wonder? Who's this guy? Just pick up the closest card to you and throw the figure in it. Darth Vader it is. And that's how I think that went down. Larry?
I think two things happened here. One, you have someone that really hates Darth Vader, so they didn't want kids to have Darth Vader, so they put Chewbacca on the card. Or you have a really, really Chewbacca lover working at the factory who just wanted to give every kid Chewbacca.
Now here's another one that's so wacky, you just have to assume someone was smoking crack at the factory. It's R2-D2 on an R5-D4 card. I tell you, when it comes to trial logos, these people were smoking crack every day. I mean, you got figures with the wrong weapons, figures with no weapons, figures even packed upside down. I mean, you even have a B-Wing pilot that looks like this. How does that happen? Anyway, here we go. R5-D4 and R2-D2. How does something like this even happen? Well, maybe it happened something like this. Hey, Ted, it's time to go home. Wake up, it's time to go home. Let's go. There you go. I think it happened something like that. Running that into the ground. What about this one right here? IG-88 and a Hoth's commander. A rebel commander, I should say. Yep, these two got mixed up somehow. They're both from Empire Strikes Back, and they're on Return of the Jedi card. You think by this time they would have packed so many of them, they would have got it right. But no, they didn't get it right. Larry, what you think about this?
This one here really makes me laugh. When you showed me this picture when we were talking about doing the video, it made me laugh for at least 10 minutes straight. And I still laugh thinking about it because it's two such iconic actors. Both of them Empire Strikes Back. I love it.
Now here's a good one. A Hoth Trooper on an AT-ST card. Well, you could say that the AT-STs were on Hoth, although the card here is indoor. So maybe there was a Hoth Trooper in them. I'm not really sure. Does the AT-STs even have it on their own palette? I guess they have those soldier-looking guys, but they don't have their own troopers. You know what I mean? I mean, the AT-ATs have a driver trooper that looks like a trooper. Spiker Scout's got a trooper. Everything's got a trooper, but the ATST just has an Imperial guy with no real armor except for that weird hat. Don't make any sense to me. Maybe it makes sense to you. Larry, does it make sense to you?
That makes about as much sense as putting spurs on a tauntaun.
Couldn't agree more. Well, what about two things I get mixed up still to this day? Squid Face and Wicked. I mean, you can kind of understand this one here. Wicked and Squid Face. I mean, come on.
I guess it's their way to try to get someone to buy a Wicked. Hey, put on a Squid Face card. Maybe Grandma will buy it.
So let's look at even a Bendham. That's right, even Bendham's messed up, and this isn't on the wrong card. This is just backwards. Someone didn't even know what the front of R2-D2 looked like, or they just didn't care. Well, let's get back to the vintage era and look at another Luke Skywalker Jedi, and this one here is on a Biff Fortuna card. Now that one I really don't understand. I wonder how something like that could have even happened. Hey boss, I found some ugly figure. I don't know what card it goes on. He's wearing all black and he has like a cape or something. Sound like you just described Biff Fortuna. Put it on a Biff Fortuna card. I'll get right on that, boss. So you can see, I can't understand how that one happened also. What about you, Larry? You understand this one?
I understand it more than I can understand anyone laughing at the Big Bang Theory.
Now, when it comes to Ewok, I get them mixed up all the time. I can't remember. I know Wicket when I see him. I know Logray, but some of the other more obscure Ewoks I do get mixed up. So when you have Warco, I guess that's how you pronounce it, Warco, W-A-R-O-K. That's how I always say it, Warco. I know you can tell me in the comment section I say it wrong. Warco Ewok, you can kind of understand how you get it mixed up. So apparently someone got this card and they stuck a weak way on it because, hey, you can kind of understand. They kind of have the same color tone to them. So this one, I can kind of understand. What about this one right here? A Stormtrooper, but you know what's on the card? A 3PO with removable limbs. I don't know how you get these two mixed up. Is this a Stormtrooper or is this that robot with his arms come off and you put them in a bag? I ain't got time to stop and tell you what figure goes on what car. We got figures coming off the conveyor belt and cars coming down the elevator belt. Just put that stuff in a bubble and let's go. Sounds good to me, boss. So that's about how that happened there. And with favorite of them all, Boba Fett. And check out the card he's on, a Nick-2 card. Nick-2 and Boba Fett, I know they were best friends and they had a lot of wacky adventures together, which we're still waiting to see in cartoon form. Fingers crossed, Disney Plus. But here it is on the card. This is the first time the two friends were together in a Star Wars Kenner card, I guess you could say. Larry, what'd you think of this one?
Honestly, I didn't even notice this was an error card until you pointed it out to me. I mean, they do kind of look just alike.
And to me, out of all these, the weirdest one is one I haven't mentioned yet, because this one just makes me scratch my head. It's like the nexus of the universe, where the intersections of the universe cross over. Check out this one. It's Nine-Num, or Nignum. I used to say Nignum, but people tell me it's Nine-Num. Nine-Num action figure on Return of the Jedi card with a free offer for a Nine-Num action figure. What? What's going on here? This is a free figure. You buy the figure, and you can get a free figure of the figure. That's a preview figure, but apparently the figure's already out. I can't take this. That's just crazy. Anyway, that's a look at miscarded action figures, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Larry, did you enjoy making this video?
I enjoyed it as much as I would enjoy a portable heater in a Wampa cave.
Now, what about these on the affidavit mark? Are they worth more because they're error cards? Well, maybe so. I mean, it has to be somebody as a niche, somebody looking to collect error cards. I don't really see them going for that much different price as a regular carded figure is not on an era. So it all depends on the collector out there and what he wants.
Hey, some people out there will collect anything. I know a guy that collected only Lobot.
Well, you said a mouthful there. In the comment section, let me know some miscarded figures you found from Star Wars and other lines. And as always, thumb up or like my content, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.